Hey, welcome back to another video. Let me preface this video with this fun fact. If you were to Google anything related to weight loss, how to lose weight, you would be met with 1 million or more responses in a fraction of a millisecond. But if you take the time to also research how to prevent weight regain after a diet, how to maintain weight loss, how to achieve sustainable weight loss, well, you're gonna be met with a fraction of the results compared to if you searched how to lose weight. My name is Paul Salter, and I'm a registered dietitian who has worked one-on-one with more than 1,400 men and women just like you, collectively helping them lose tens of thousands of pounds of body fat, but most importantly, keep that weight off for good. And in this video, I'm gonna detail 7 tips to help you prevent weight regain after a diet. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, you need to diet before you diet. Wait, what? Did he just say the same word twice? I did. Here's a fun fact for you. The word diet has 2 very different definitions. And unfortunately, the weight loss and fitness industry as a whole has made a fortune focusing on one definition of the word diet. And unfortunately, that's the wrong definition to bring your time, energy, effort, and focus to. You see, the first definition of the word diet is the one you and I both know very well. It's to intentionally eat to lose weight. Pretty self-explanatory. But the second definition of the word diet is a habitual way of eating. Now think about it like this. Someone who follows a plant-based diet is someone who simply prioritizes plant-based foods. But when we talk about someone who follows a plant-based diet, we don't automatically assume he or she is also trying to eat to lose weight. So again, it's in eating to intentionally lose weight, or it's eating a habitual way of eating. And where you will gain the most benefit when it comes to trying to lose weight and keep it off for good is focusing on the latter definition, dieting as a habitual way of eating. And what I mean by that is before you embark on trying to intentionally lose weight, creating the calorie deficit that is necessary to drive weight loss, you need to focus on building a foundation of healthy eating habits, focusing on the premium proteins, high fiber carbs, healthy fats, ample fruits, vegetables, and fluids throughout the day, and putting together a foundation that is unique to you, simple to follow, and truly develop a framework that you know will serve you because you can abide by it for the rest of your life. And the easiest way to build this foundation is in the absence of a diet. In this context, the calorie deficit, because we both know all too well that a calorie deficit is a major psychological, physiological, and emotional stressor. And if we put all of those stresses on our plate while simultaneously trying to learn to make healthy choices consistently, it's just a big pile of stress, which is a recipe for failure. So what we do is we focus on the better definition of the word diet, a habitual way of eating, without the added stress that dieting when trying to lose weight brings. And once we grow really strong, confident, and consistent with that foundation of healthy eating habits, we can then just change one single thing to initiate weight loss. And that's simply the size of the portions on our plate. Tip number 2, make sure that you are eating enough to thrive, not just survive, before you begin dieting. What do I mean by that? Look, if you're someone who is well versed in tracking your portions, macros, or calories, you have a pretty good idea of what the lower end of the spectrum of your needs is for your age, height, weight, exercise, activity goals, etc. And one of the most common mistakes I see people mistake when trying to lose weight and keep it off is they begin a diet when their body is accustomed to eating very few calories or portions or macros. And to take an arbitrary example, I've had so many women not to pick on you whatsoever, I just happen to work primarily with women, who come to me eating between 12 and 1,400 calories per day, and they want to diet yesterday. And my thought is, look, if you're maintaining your weight between 12 and 1,400 calories, and we need to reduce that by, let's say, 15 to 25%, we don't have much to work with. Sure, we'll be able to make a solid adjustment, but before you know it, you're gonna be eating around 1,000 or less, or fewer rather, calories per day. And that is a recipe for guaranteed hunger fatigue, cravings, and binge-like behavior. So what you need to do is make sure that your starting place, your total calorie, portion, or macro intake to help you maintain your weight gives you enough wiggle room to make at least 2 solid adjustments. And maybe that means going from 1,800 to 1,500 to 1,200 calories per day. Maybe it's 2,000 to 1,600 to 1,200 calories per day. But give yourself some wiggle room to actually be able to make a series of gradual reductions to trigger weight loss during your diet. Tip number 3, target a sustainable rate of weight loss. If you're losing weight really quickly, chances are you're gonna gain it back really quickly. So you need to take a slower and steadier approach, because the slower your rate of weight loss, the more sustainable it is. And what I recommend and have found most effective in all of my years helping people lose significant weight and keep it off is targeting a rate of weight loss of 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. So for example, if we have a 180-pound person, this means targeting a rate of weight loss of 0.9 to 1.8 pounds per week. And the way you assess this range is you weigh yourself 2 to 3 days per week, you find a weekly average, and you compare that average to the other weekly averages you've accumulated to date. And you're always comparing weekly averages, not single weigh-ins, to make sure you're losing weight at an appropriate, sustainable rate. Tip number 4, diet for a shorter period of time. Look, I know it's marketed everywhere to do a 90-day challenge, a 12-week transformation, but truth be told, the longer you diet, the harsher your calorie restriction, the more likely you are to regain the weight you lost, and then some. So my recommendation to you is start on the end of a shorter diet. Target 6 weeks, and if you still feel really good, consistency is still an A+, well, diet for a 7th week, diet for an 8th week. But once you start noticing consistency starting to fluctuate, hunger, fatigue, cravings really occupying your thoughts much more than they should, it's time to just simply end your diet and transition to a post-diet maintenance phase. You don't get a gold medal or a badge of honor for completing a 90-day challenge or 12-week transformation just because you wanted to, grind through it and show how tough you were. No, that's nothing to write home about or celebrate about, because ultimately, in a couple of months, you're gonna regain all the weight you just worked so hard to lose, which is the opposite of what you were truly targeting to begin with. Tip number 5, understand what a post-diet maintenance phase is, have one, plan for it, and make it a priority. The post-diet maintenance phase is the period of time after you finish a diet that consists of a series of patient, diligent, gradual increases in your portions, calories, or macros to help you not only maintain your weight loss, but help to restore all of the adaptations that took place during a diet. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you begin to gradually increase your food intake after a diet during this phase, your metabolism will start to come back up. Your appetite will start to normalize. The level of cravings you experience will decrease in both intensity and frequency. And ultimately, you will wind up in a place where you're eating significantly more food, you have tremendously higher energy levels, better recovery, performance, overall happier well-being, but you've maintained your weight loss. Just like you started your diet eating this much, and you made a series of gradual reductions, during the post-diet maintenance phase, you'll simply do the reverse. That's why it's commonly called a reverse diet, a series of gradual increases in your portions. And fortunately for you, I've got a couple of videos we'll put here on screen and in the show notes that walk you through how to navigate this post-diet maintenance phase so you can maintain your hard-earned weight loss. Tip number 6, make a gradual increase in portions during this post-diet maintenance phase. So this is a separate tip, even though I briefly mentioned it, because this is important. You don't want to just, come from your end of diet portion amount, let's say, for example, 1,200 calories, and go all the way back up to what amount you were eating before you were dieting. That is a recipe for rapid weight regain. Your metabolism, your body are very sensitive at the end of a diet, so we want to make a series of gradual increases. And what I recommend is when you transition from a diet to into a post-diet maintenance phase. Your first increase is between 15 and 25% of calories. And then from there, you hold tight for 4-5 weeks, and then you make another increase of 15 to 25% of calories. You hold tight for 4 to 6 weeks, and then you repeat that once more until you reach a point in which you are eating about 85 to 90% of the calories, portions, macros that you were prior to starting your diet. This is your new baseline intake, and it is lower than your previous intake because you now weigh even less. So keep that in mind. And tip number 7, and this is a game changer, so listen up here. Treat the first few weeks after your diet as an extension of your diet. Here's the thing, even if you increase your food like you're supposed to, you follow all the tips, guidance that I have recommended in this video about the post-diet maintenance phase, and like I recommended in other videos, you're still gonna feel hungry, tired, and experience significant cravings the first few weeks after a diet, despite eating more food. This is just a natural, inevitable part of the process. So you need to remain firmly committed on consistency, adherence, compliance, and keep all of the same hunger fighting tools that you utilize to stay strong during your diet in your tool belt, and utilize them as necessary to make sure adherence remains strong during the first few weeks after your diet. I can promise you that when you make that second increase in portions during your post-diet maintenance phase, you're really gonna begin to feel a lot better, more energy, cravings and hunger are gonna come down, and you'll be in a place where compliance and adherence become second nature because you just feel so much better. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to know which tip that I shared stood out most to you, and are you most looking forward to implementing? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really looking forward to engaging and connecting with you there. And if you did find this video and the 7 tips I shared valuable, it would mean the world to me if you gave this video a thumbs up and shared it with someone who else you think might benefit. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, before I go, one item I have really uncovered the last couple of years or so that's been a game changer for helping my clients truly achieve sustainable weight loss is shifting their identity, really transforming their thoughts, self-talk, actions, and beliefs to help them achieve sustainable weight loss. I put together a free, quick, easy 21-page guide to help you learn how to do just that, and you can download it by simply clicking the link below this video in the description box. All right, this time, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.